So one of the things I wanted to talk about today with you all, just for funsies, just because I thought it would be an interesting conversation. There are a lot of people that I have seen online specifically. Okay, there's one target audience here. It is Scarlet Witch and the players that play her. Okay, this niche subsection of Marvel Rivals players. Yeah, by Scarlet Witch, I mean the GOAT of Marvel Rivals. This character is objectively one of the worst characters in the game. We'll go to the practice range just so you all can understand what I'm talking about here. I don't even know the team ups that she has gotten with the new season. I know them kind of, but not that much. Scarlet, I have probably the least amount of time played on her. I've probably played her as a joke. We'll just start off with the basics, and then we'll get into the issue with the players that play her. Not saying that the players that play her are always bad or anything like that. I think it's good to have characters like Scarlet Witch in these games so that people who are not that good can also experience the fun of these games. Overwatch has Moira. Overwatch has melee heroes, some, you know, for tank, some for DPS. Characters that don't require as much aim, like Junkrat, where you just spray and pray. Reinhardt on tank. You know, there's those options. In Rivals, it's even greater. It's even greater. They have so many DPS characters that genuinely cannot shoot far. Most of Overwatch is filled with people who can shoot. They have gun. In this game, there is actually gun, and then there is sword. Okay, sword is the class, essentially. Dive doesn't count with that. Dive is a play style, I would say. So you have the original team up that we've seen before. This is obviously with the team ups. This is what you can pick now. Between any character, you have 2 team ups that you can play, which I do like. I do think that is good for the game. I don't mind the team ups and how they've changed them. I think it means that you don't need people on your team to play a character they're not good at, unless, you know, if they are good at it, then it makes you better. A lot of stuff like that. Okay, so this is her original team up where she holds the button, she does a bunch of damage. I don't know if it's percent based. I don't necessarily care. You hold down the attack, whatever. If you team up with them, it becomes a toggleable ability, toggle to replace. So let's test that really quickly, just to see, because this one might actually be pretty good. So if I have the team up active, toggle, it just goes. This is always, what the hell? Okay, and then you can also use these. Oh, you can alternate. I actually like that. That's kind of cool. Let me not get distracted, though. When teaming up with Jubilee, Scarlet receives constant healing from the firework energy while using Mystic Projection. Oh, this is even worse than I thought it was. This is her orb.
A different kind of chaos.
Her orb is changed, and you can detonate it. That's interesting, I'd say. I didn't actually know that. I never really looked into the hero that much. But I thought her fade, this was the default. She heals. With Jubilee, Scarlet Witch will heal on command by fading, which is really good if you want her to be like going in and out. You save one fade for in, you save one fade for out, or you use both to get out. Obviously, you can tell I'm not really aiming. I'm able to hit people, but it doesn't deal that much damage. This is a low skill hero that doesn't really do much. This is a character that is built to, it's entry level. You get into the game, maybe you can't aim, maybe you've never played these types of games of hero shooters, first-person shooters, third-person shooters. You never played any of them before. So this is your character that you're going to start off with because it's very easy. It makes you feel like you're getting immediate value, makes you feel better at the game because you can actually deal damage and do what is the main game, which is kill people. Surprising, I know. You have to kill people in Marvel Rivals. But the one thing with her ultimate that could always be changed is that she does all these things. She fades where she's invulnerable. Originally, she couldn't be healed while she was fading. Now she can. You can heal her. This stun, they buffed. Obviously, that's a buffed version of it. We'll go back to this. This, it's a stun that, you know, every time you're in it, you get hit by it. It used to be really bad. They made it so that when it first hits you, it's not, you know, it's a little bit better. So this character, objectively, is not the greatest. You know, this right here, this is good. But that's all that she necessarily offers. She's 250 as well. It's pretty easy to deal with her on off angles, I would say. Yeah, I mean, you could play this hero being drunk or high as shit. That's kind of what I would say the character is for at higher level. But lower level people, you see Scarlet Witch, I would say, in like every single game. I guess we haven't explained her ult. Her ult is a charge. When you're closer to her, she sucks you in, which that suck is like actually pretty strong. It could kind of fuck you over. And then she one-shots. She eviscerates anything. But I believe if Daredevil shields, it doesn't go through shields. If Daredevil uses his deflect, it doesn't work. I don't know about Iron Fist block. Obviously, if you fade on like the bird, if you're also Scarlet Witch and you fade, this one, his new ability where she goes like this, that might count. Same thing for magic. I think going in the portal gives you iframes. I don't know for sure if it works for the pursuit, because that gives you iframes. It most likely works when you take a picture of someone as Deadpool. There might be some niche things here that kind of cancel it. I know Mag Bubble does, Mag Shield, you know, things like that. I think Self Shield from any character that has one also blocks it. It's not necessarily the greatest. There are ways that you can buff that ult and it won't be oppressive. It'll just be good for the character. Like there are some options, but realistically, Scarlet Witch is not great. But the thing is we've already explained this. We said she is a low skill hero. She's not someone that should be being played at the high levels, but is capable. If you're in a decent comp that allows for it, you could do that. You have a Strange on your team? Okay, pull out the Strange team up. You have Jubilee and you want to abuse this stun and deal extra damage. I don't know how much it does. I mean, I couldn't necessarily tell, but whoever. And it applies vulnerability. That's the good part about it. So like it's decent. There are some things that you can do. This character is the, I would say, inverse of a character like Cloak and Dagger. Cloak and Dagger literally is played at any rank ever. Self-heal, all of it. This new ability that she has with the team up with the hood, she damage boosts whoever she hits with it. And if she hits someone with vulnerability, they take even more damage. It's insane. And then obviously she has her ice block ability that makes her completely immortal. She can stall cart. She heals all the way up to full. It cleanses her, I believe. She has bubble with the 6-second cooldown. I made my TikTok about this that pretty much explained this hero. Realistically, this character should also not be being played at the highest ranks. And I think it's good that a character like her allows for people to play more and get to higher ranks. Granted, in this game, rank is just all over the place, but it's the equivalent, not necessarily of Mercy, but Moira. Moira in Overwatch has actually less utility than Cloak and Dagger. Pretty much just like, it's the same thing as the suck, but you don't have to switch forms. She has her own fade, which is different than this. It's more or less, I would say, similar to Scarlet Witch, but the auto aiming stuff, it's what these heroes have that make them easy to understand. A lot of accessibility. Obviously, someone that isn't as good at the game like me is gonna play not this guy. I'm not playing this one because I can't aim. I miss some of the bots. That's shit I am. The main conversation here is Scarlet Witch, and this applies realistically to a lot of different characters. Like, some characters just get a lot of value out of existing. It's Scarlet Witch players that we're talking about specifically here that feel a sense of entitlement to having their character buffed. Obviously, everyone wants their character buffed. If you're someone that just likes Marvel and you have a favorite superhero and your superhero is or villain is in the game and you want that character to be better, you're going to advocate for buffs. You're going to hate nerfs. You're going to think the nerfs are never justified. You're going to always want buffs. I try to be as objective, not subjective, objective as possible. I guess that would be the term. I don't know. I try to be fair, play devil's advocate, where Bucky is my main. I love Bucky, but Bucky this season is pretty good. Elsa team up makes him really strong. If you have Punisher magically, you have grounding on your this ability, and it pushes people away. There's a lot of options with it, but mostly people are using Elsa, which Elsa is just a good hero, so sometimes she's banned. But Bucky obviously has boom, that's a stun, that's a stun. This is a slow and it grounds flyers. But I know that this character is not fair to some people. He's counter dive. He is a bodyguard. He is slightly brawly. He can't poke. Okay, if you think he pokes, you're wrong. He cannot shoot that far. It's really hard to aim with like that far, unless people are standing still or you have very predictable movement. This hero is brawl, counter dive, bodyguard playstyle. Play him like Cassidy is how I play him. You have your stun, you have your flashbang, which is your puncher hook. You have all these things to just be able to, kind of fuck over whoever jumps on you. But the Wanda players really want this character buff. They want her to have a bunch of these abilities. They kind of want her to be similar, from what I've seen, to Black Cat, where she has this entire buy menu on one ability. You press the ability, you have all of these abilities. I don't think I can get myself infinite money, but you know, Flame, it locks onto people. They did nerf Black Cat, but she did have all these options. Like she has mini portal, which I always forget about. A small portal. You could just go in that. Everyone sees that, but there's a portal, which is pretty fucking nuts. This one, Perma Invis, she always has this. I've never seen Black Cat without it, honestly. They always use it. What else is there? This is the gambling one? Yeah, so she can like give herself more stuff faster. That's a cleanse. The fish is, I believe, a grounding effect. So like that grounds people. I don't think it makes flyers fall, but it does like stop you from being able to use movement abilities. My point being is that Scarlet Witch players would like something like that. They think that she deserves it. She is this character with all this magic and everything, and she can't do anything. But they've created the character in a way where you would essentially have to rework the hero to be exactly what these people are wanting, to be that sort of high skill character. I think personally, I look at this game as a hero shooter. I do not look at it as a Marvel, like a Marvel superhero game. There are superheroes, but they all fit play styles. They all fit niches. Some of them are objectively just better, you know, just poke, poke, poke. But Scarlet Witch has sort of a niche on console. Very nice to have. Auto aim is great. You don't even really need to look. I believe she has fall off on her thing, if I'm not mistaken. I don't actually remember. She's very good against, you know, some divers. Her stun is pretty good. She has a niche, okay? Doesn't mean that she needs to be playable at all times. Granted, though, when I say that, you're probably thinking, oh, but there's Elsa. There's Bucky sometimes. There's Phoenix. There's Hela sometimes. Black Widow recently. There are some characters that are on this list that are typically always playable. They are like, for the DPS cast, we'll say there's a lot of characters here that are always playable, but there are characters that have niches. Example, if I'm playing Mr. Fantastic, best thing to play him into is Star-Lord. The two characters he's literally beneath, Psylocke and Star-Lord. You just swing, you just hit him. And Black Cat. I've done it with Black Cat, did it earlier. It's not fun, but it is there. But they all have a reason to exist. And obviously, I guess the main point that I'm getting to here is that you can't, for a character like Scarlet Witch, you cannot ask for this character to have more damage because she has auto aim, because then everyone will use her. If she does more damage than Hela headshotting, there is a problem. Oh wow, it looked like I just one-shot them. I guess I hurt them, that's why. If I'm able to do as much damage as that, I mean, granted, that's, you know, most of their HP, I mean, these are bots, so they don't necessarily count, but if I'm able to do that much that fast, burst damage and not sustain damage, I don't know, with Scarlet, she becomes unfair. Her right click has some burst. I do think realistically this should be not on a cooldown. You should just be able to spam it because I don't think it's that good. But you do recharge this pretty quick. I might take Scarlet Witch to fucking Celestial one day. Not on my main account, though. I don't want that on my main account. But like her ult definitely changes the conversation. When you're expecting this one-shot ability to be on a character, granted, there's a bunch of wind-up, there's all this, there's all that. Eventually, towards the end of her thing, oh, is she generating shield when she ults? She gains HP? That's why she doesn't die half the time when she's in there? You have to stun her? Holy shit, I didn't know that. There's a lot I don't know about the hero, I guess. You know, I'm all for, you know, people really liking their hero, but sometimes you just have to understand that this character is, she's never going to be the best. She's never going to be good. Cloak and Dagger's really good right now, and it's not fun. No one likes it because everyone plays Cloak and Dagger. Literally everyone. You get a tank main. Hey, play support. We need some good heals. This person filled tank and whatever, they stole it. Can you do it? Yeah, sure. Goes Cloak and Dagger, or Mantis sometimes. The people that go like Mantis and Adam Warlock and don't play them well, or Ultron, they're not always the greatest. Just know that. You know, if they're filling for second support and they're doing that, Mantis is really good though in 2 support, in my opinion, if you play well and understand that you have a Mantis. Getting off track. You know, it's not fun that certain characters are meta when they have easy value. This reses from so far. It reses from so far, and he does nothing. It's the complete opposite of a character like Mercy. Mercy, straight up, you have to jump onto someone. you do your little res, and then they appear. But you risk your body, you risk dying, you risk getting stunned out of it as well. There's a lot to it, but you know, Rocket has a lot of easy access. When he was hard meta, like a lot of people were playing him, it was not fun. It was never fun, especially if you ban the counters to his beacon, like Iron Fist, Phoenix, because Iron Fist's percentage damage, he could just destroy it really quickly. And, you know, Phoenix destroys deployables. You know, if you ban those counters, he becomes even better. And it's just not fun. Scarlet obviously doesn't really have a counter. It's just called looking at her and shooting. I've never really seen a good Scarlet Witch. I'm not gonna lie. I've never looked up gameplay on good Scarlet Witch players because the hero just sucks. I don't think if you're playing in my game and you whip out champ Scarlet Witch, I'm a little sus. That's like whipping out Black Widow back in the day. Like, that's like, okay, are you throwing? I mean, there's also some double negatives. The one that I have been reminded of a gajillion times. You're playing Mag. You're like, I got my cool sword again. Yay, yay, I got my cool sword. I'm swinging. Then something changes. You're playing the game. Some of your team dies. You're still alive. You're not struggling. And then suddenly you see down right there at the bottom right. You're like, oh, my right click is different. Does it just release? Holy shit. Oh, but it uses all the charges. What if did they change it that much? Hold on. No, they did fuck it up still. The launch doesn't actually do anything. It's not gonna one shot. Anyways, you see down there at the bottom right that your team up was changed. You're like, huh, my right click is fucked. I can't one shot anymore. We gotta get her off of the team. Clear. This is what you should be able to do with him. Make sure, yeah, reset the HP. Granted, I don't know how much HP the bots have, but this is pretty much what you do. I think to 250 targets. One shot. Wanda is just a net negative for your team and the game in general. If you're playing console, maybe whipping out Scarlet against Spider-Man can be good, but in general, she does nothing different. She does nothing unique. She is an entry-level hero that does not deserve to get compensated with a bunch of extra things and abilities and whatever, so that she's like just objectively unfun to go against. I mean, that's really the conversation here. Because I was seeing a lot of stuff about it, you know, Twitter and whatnot, where people were like, I mean, you always see everything on Twitter, let's be honest, but also Reddits. People that are like, oh, you know, she does all this shit in the movies and in the comics and all this, and then she can barely do anything in the game. And it's like, well, they created her to be a certain type of character. She's gonna fit that niche now forever, and they're never gonna rework her. You rework her, you eliminate a lot of players' ability to enjoy the game and play the game. You're not gonna get your way, and you have to look at these characters as counter dive. She's a flyer. She plays a certain way. Play her with the Thor team up, whatever. Diver, slight brawl. You're using him as poke. You're using him as counter dive. Counter dive, brawler, bodyguard. This is purely a diver. Some brawl, you can dive. You're kidnapping tanks. He's a tank buster. Slight tank buster with some poke. There's some options there. This is good for when people are bunched up. You spawn break. Good for certain divers. A flyer that can out poke if they don't have any range. This is good and good. She's good in chokes. Poke hero, always good. Very niche sometimes. This is straight up just a diver though. The only one-shot sniper that I absolutely despise when he is good. Back in the day, he was miserable to play against. Everyone has a subsection, and you have to understand that. To anyone that is like, hey, I deserve my character to be played at all ranks anytime. It's like, you force it. Force Scarlet Witch. If you notice that you're losing a lot when your team doesn't have another DPS that is objectively better, I think there's a problem there. Something I think I failed to mention here is that just because a character like Elsa is S tier, that doesn't mean that Scarlet Witch needs to be buffed up to the A tier, S tier level. Realistically, to make the game healthier, it'd be smarter to nerf Elsa and those higher, you know, A, S tier, even B+, to nerf those characters down, not to Scarlet's level, but to try to match at an equilibrium. We would like characters to be relatively all, in a way, B tier, and then some will shine through that, but an auto-aiming character with a lot of easy-to-use abilities, and you could have a very quick understanding of the character, should not be buffed to the point where she is S tier, because that would mean that the game is in a very bad spot. Hope that makes sense. Hope that sort of clears up what I've been saying in this video. Sorry for any confusion. Scarlet Witch is never going to necessarily be good. And if you're expecting her to be buffed and whatnot, you just have to understand why. And that is why. That is the answer.